Hey guys, tonight's movie review is for If I Stay, starring Chloe Grace Moretz. A little bit about this movie. Chloe Grace Moretz plays the main character, Mia Hall. And Mia is a teenager. She grew up in kind of a crazy, hippie, rock star kind of family. Her parents are both eccentric, I guess you'd say. Her dad was in a rock band until the time that her little brother was born, and they've always kind of had a really open door policy. And her character, Mia, she's very different. From a young age, she picked up the cello. She's interested in classical music. She's a little more reserved, a little more, you know, to herself. And near the beginning of the movie, her whole family, they're in a car. They've had a snow day, so they're gonna go visit some friends. And on the way, they unfortunately get into a really bad car accident, and it's a pretty tragic situation, which leaves the main character Mia in a coma. Um, it also leaves her mother died on the scene of the car accident. Her father died shortly thereafter during surgery. So at that point, it's just she and her younger brother left. And the question is, if I stay, is she going to stay? Um, and a lot of this movie is told in flashbacks. Um, you get to see the dynamics of her family. You also get to see her meet the main love interest in the movie, Adam. You see them meet, you see their relationship develop, you see the ups and the downs of the relationship, all kind of back and forth, the flashbacks with what is currently happening in the hospital. And that's pretty much what the movie's about. Is she going to be able to come out of this coma, or is she going to pass away? Um, the acting in this movie, I would say, was probably the only part that irritated me just a little bit. And I would just say, I mean, this is being really nitpicky, but I would say there were some scenes that Chloe Grace Moretz kind of overacted a little bit. It was a little forced. And I know there were like some very emotional scenes, but I just felt like a couple of them were a little forced. And I know that she's a good actress. I've seen her in other things. And there were just a couple scenes that I was a little disappointed in her acting. Um, the only other acting thing that kind of bothered me, the guy who played Adam, who played the boyfriend, um, there were some scenes that he was really good in, and there were a couple scenes that I felt like a big disconnect. He would kind of take his eyes off focus a lot. Like Chloe Grace Moretz, she would be looking directly at him, and he would break focus a lot. And I know people do that. You know, you don't just stare at someone 100% of the time. But in the movie, his eyes would kind of dart off a lot. And like one or two times I was like, is he reading his lines off screen or something? I don't know. It looked weird. But again, these are kind of nitpicky things. Overall, I think they both did a good job. And I really enjoyed the supporting cast. I really enjoyed the actors who played her father and mother, because you see a lot of them in the flashback scenes. I really enjoyed both of them. I enjoyed the guy who played her grandfather, even though he had a smaller role. But there's one scene near, I guess, three-quarters of the way through the movie that's him and her. And just in that couple of minutes, you kind of fall in love with this man, and the bond that the two of them have. The story itself, I really enjoyed the story. It does have a lot of back and forth with the flashbacks, so if you're not a fan of that, you might not be a fan of this, but I am a fan of that. I like that a lot. And it made sense. It wasn't jumping around so much that you didn't understand where you were supposed to be or what was happening. It was very clear, you know, present time, past time, It was very clear what was going on. Um, and this story, besides the choice, the choice she has, is she going to stay? It's really a love story. A lot of the story is about the relationship between Mia and Adam, especially because it's Mia's first relationship, really. She'd been very sheltered and very closed in, and Adam kind of helps break her out of her shell a little bit. Be still her, but more expressive. Um, so yeah, it's a love story at its core. It's definitely like a date night movie. I would give this movie a B plus. Like I said, other than a couple of nitpicky acting points, I really enjoyed the movie a lot. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the music, the acting for the most part. I really enjoyed, and I would say the reason I scored it so high, I really enjoyed that it made you feel. I mean, that's what film's all about. That's the ultimate goal, is that all of these strangers can walk into this dark room and feel something. And that's exactly what happened in this movie. You could feel the energy of everyone being invested and feeling it. And I think that's what makes a successful movie. That's why this movie is good, is going to be successful. That's why I would encourage you to see it, because you're going to enjoy it. I don't really have any more I can say. I think that it's a really well done story. I hope you guys go out and see it, and I give it a B plus. That's all I've got really for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are a fan of the book or excited about this movie, I'd love to hear your comments below. And if you liked what you saw, I'd love if you would click subscribe as well. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.